Hey, Pat Calamari here, and welcome to another amazing show on Pat's Soundbytes Unplugged podcast, where I'm keeping new music alive throughout the world, whether it's on radio, video, Zooms, or whatever it takes. And today I'm featuring an incredible artist from the UK who has released an incredible smash hit that I think it's called Back to Life, and she is the incredible Nathalie Miranda. Now, what I've been doing is playing a little bit of the video of the track so you get an idea of her sound, who she is, beautiful looking young lady, and all that good stuff, where you can hit the subscribe button on her YouTube channel and hit the like button. And then you know pretty much what we're talking about. We're promoting her latest release, and then we're going to talk about her career and what's new and exciting for Nathalie. So sit tight for just 2 seconds as I bring up this killer video. It's called Back to Life, and it just came out in early September.
I keep on running into the night, searching for something, 'cause there ain't nothing that I'm leaving behind. The heat is rising, I'm realizing there's a long road ahead. I keep on trying, something inside me pushing me to the edge, into the unknown. Now I'm breaking free, I can finally be the real me, 'cause ain't nobody gonna hold me down no more. I'm bringing me back to life, I'm bringing me back to life. Ain't gonna stop, I got a whole world to explore. I'm bringing me back to life, back to life.
And where is my friend Nathalie Miranda? And
Hi.
there she is. She's back to life on the video. How are you, Nathalie?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. Katy Perry, look out, because we got the next superstar from the UK, Nathalie Miranda. I love the track Back to Life, and everybody
Thank
here
you.
in New York and throughout the world's going to love it, Nathalie.
Thank you. I hope so.
Great for your time again today. I just want to let our audience know that we have chatted not too long ago, but we're catching up on a few things that might be that things that you're working on. And I wanted to share the video of Back to Life. I think the last track that we talked about was Is It Love? But
Yes.
Back to Life is awesome. Now, I kind of know some of the answers, but I want to share again with our listeners how you found your love for music. I want to say maybe your parents, or you were born and raised with music blasting into your house, but I'll let you go ahead.
Sure. Actually, you're not far off. My mum is a music lover, and she would always be playing music, some kind of record in the house, sort of ranging from Whitney to Madonna to Greek music, and Latin music as well. So I've had everything growing up. But also music is in my dad's side of the family. My grandfather was an amazing violinist, and I also have a cousin in Cyprus who likes to sing as well. So it's kind of sort of in the family. But I would definitely attribute my love for music to the music I listened to growing up, and learning the piano when I was really small as well. Just all kind of, added to that.
Did you sing? Did you do anything in school? Do plays? Or I know I got that one picture of you with your back against the audience. Like, because I know one of my questions was, where do you find the confidence to sing in front of people?
Yeah, I always loved to sing and act and dance, and I did acting and dancing a lot while I was at school, but singing is the one thing I never had the confidence to do in front of people. It would always be in my room with the volume turned up really loud so no one would hear me in the house. Acting and dancing, as I said, was never a problem. And so singing, I started in public much later, which relates to the picture you're talking about. That was the very first time I ever sang in public. And I was 15. I was on holiday with my family. And the only way for me to do it was to turn my back to the audience because I was terrified. But it went well, and it was basically kind of the kick up the arse that I needed to kind of just get on with it and stop being scared, and just go for it.
So what was it like the first time? I mean, that was with family, right? What was the first time when you got in front of like real, a regular audience, and you're like, I'm looking above them. I'm looking at the wall. I don't even want to look at them. I just want to act like I'm in my bedroom and just focus on the song and focus on what I'm doing, right?
Yeah, I just couldn't look at them at all. But and as I say, my parents didn't know that I could sing. They knew, I loved music, but they didn't know I could sing. So it was a big shock for them.
And they said, "No, you got to be a doctor. Don't be a musician. Go back to school.
Please,
what are you doing?"
No. But yeah, no, it was it was scary, and I still get stage fright. I still get nerves always, but as soon as I've kind of done the first verse or something, I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, come on, we're human, right? If we don't get that adrenaline or get that nerves, even myself, if I go to a club and I'm introducing a band, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Make sure I don't act like an idiot or say something stupid or whatever. I'm nervous. I don't know. Sometimes I blab too much and I get too into it, and I got to tell myself, shut up. You're here to do a job. Do what you got to do and get off the stage. But back to life. This isn't your first rodeo. I know you and I talked, and there was a lot of critics and people say, no, she don't have the voice. You don't have the look. She's this, she's that. And finally you say, look, enough is enough. I don't really care what people think, because I know I've been in those shoes where people say, well, you don't have a radio voice, or you don't. I'm like, I could care what you think. I know what I'm doing that excites me. And people will either like it or they don't have to like it, but it's not going to stop me from doing what I want to do. So am I pretty much on track with the idea and the concept of back to life?
Yeah, pretty much. And it's actually a song I wrote back in 2015, I think, 2015, 2016. And it wasn't actually intended for me to sing. At that time, I was writing a lot of stuff to potentially pitch to publishers for consideration to other artists. That never worked out, for one reason or another, but it was just sitting in my catalogue. And after we released Is This Love, I was like, we've got to think about the next single. And then we were thinking, what should we release? Should we write something new? And I was like, do you know what? Back to Life, even though it was written a few years ago now, is actually really relevant to how I'm feeling right now. Because I'm finally in a place where as you said, I really don't care what the critics say. I'm so past people telling me that I sound like Cher, or I sound like a guy when I sing, or I'm doing this wrong or this wrong. I wanted this song to just be, I'm running away from my old self, which you see in the video, me just literally running around town. And the message being, whatever you are, and it's not just necessarily specific to music, whatever you are in life, if you don't feel like you're accepted, just get rid of all those feelings, get rid of the negativity, and be happy with who you are, be comfortable with who you are, and just celebrate yourself, and just remove anyone that's not supporting you from your life. And it was a really sort of, everything just kind of came into place with the video and the time of the release as well, because I happened to go back to Cyprus at the time the song was released. And that is, for any of your listeners that might not know, that's where my family is from. And it's definitely where I feel the most happy. So being there while the song was released was really special. I got to share some of the beautiful country with my fans. And yeah, it was just a really special moment in time. And I don't really care, and I didn't care, and I still don't care if the song does well or not, if it goes viral or whatever. It really means nothing to me at this stage in my life, because I just want to make music that people want to hear, but also that I'm happy and can look back on, like in 30 years or whatever, and be like, I'm proud of that, Yeah,
it's like, I don't get some of these people, they want to fit you in this image or not even, look, hard for me. They always want to say, hey, you're like this, or dye your hair, or do something crazy. And still, no, this is, if you don't love who you are, if you don't love what you do, then you need to see a therapist or something. Something's definitely no, seriously, something's definitely wrong. And I think the theme anymore, especially with everything going on in this crazy world we live in, is we lack love, and we lack kindness, and we got to purge all the negativity that's out there. There's enough out there. I tell my young adult children in their 30s, don't worry about the road rage. If they flip you the bird, or just smile, do what you got to do, open the door for somebody. And I say it all the time with all the interviews I do. When you go see a Nathalie Miranda show and everybody's high-fiving, they're singing, the lyrics back of Is It Love, or Back to Life, or Battle Scars, or any of that, for an hour and a half, you're in such a great environment with strangers that you have no idea who they are. But why can't we carry that into the regular world, that you could be just so much better. Speaking of your other hits, and I know we'll talk about the song you did for your homeland, Cyprus and Greece, that we'll get to that in a second. But I want to let the listeners know, I fell in love with this young lady because I wanted to hear more. And you can go to her YouTube channel. I mean, Catch 22. I love the story with Red Light, you and your husband out of traffic light, Poltergeist, Bulletproof. I mean, there's a lot more. Like I said, this isn't her first rodeo. So obviously, and I've been asking this question a lot, songwriting is pretty much therapeutic for a lot of artists that have been dealt with bad relationships or bad issues, or like what you going through just for your career. It's like, enough. Somehow I got to put this in words and express it musically. And that's what's great about music, because folks interpret it the way they need to interpret, not necessarily what you meant when you wrote it.
Yeah.
Yes, and more yes.
Exactly.
No, I think, I like I said, I had to go deeper and deeper to find more of your tracks, and I fell in love with all of them. I think you said the one that you really was more of a something that was really bothering you, I want to say, was Bulletproof. Was that the one that was it Bulletproof?
Yes, that one was very, very personal, because I used to be part of like a dance group, and I got bullied for a period of time, just about lots of things, about the way I looked, about how I wasn't sort of energetic enough, or whatever. It was just ridiculous stuff. And I took it for like 4.5 years, and eventually I was like, I am done with this. I'm so done. And I left, and I wrote Bulletproof about that. And it's really great to hear people come back to me and kind of say, oh my God, that song is so what I went through with this or with this person. And, I'm glad I'm not alone, kind of thing. So, but that's what it's all about. That's why I like to write songs that kind of, are real kind of things that people can relate to. So,
and I want everybody to know she doesn't only speak one language or two or three. I think she's up to 4, because she has a love for language. And as I mentioned, talk to me about I know you got the smile on your face about, being home in Cyprus and Greece, of having that hit. Because I know I asked you at one point, did you ever do one in a different language, or Spanish or Greece? And I'll let you take it from there.
Sure. So I always wanted to write a song in Greek. I'm very, very proud of being Greek-Cypriot, British born, but Greek-Cypriot nonetheless. And I'm definitely, I feel more of that than like British or English. So I had the time earlier this year, after Is This Love was released, to just sit down and just write something in Greek. And it was just felt so good. As you might know, being Italian, it's like it's impossible to translate something like it doesn't make sense in the other language. It just has to make sense in the source language.
Right.
So writing the Greek song, I chose the most traditional rhythm, which is something called varedo zebekiko, which is the one where they smash plates, basically. And I worked with a fantastic friend of mine, a Greek producer called Harry Kay, and he played pretty much all the instruments, the bouzouki, the guitar, the drums, everything, just to make it sound really authentic. And I released it without too much of a fanfare. I didn't hire a PR firm or anything. I just did my own ads and things like that, and targeted, Cyprus and Greece and things like that. But I was really pleased with how people responded, and even those that don't speak Greek were just like, I have no idea what you're saying, but I can tell that you're really angry. and I really like it. I like the melody. I'm like, okay, well, that's the main thing. You don't have to understand what I'm saying,
Right.
But it was really good. And a lot of my family in Cyprus were like, is that you? Oh my God. They were like, we didn't think you could even speak Greek that well. I was like a bit offended. I was like, seriously?
Really? Come on.
I've grown up bilingual. But
and it was in the newspaper, right? It was highlighted. You were like really excited.
Yeah, it was great. And it's like in rotation on London Greek radio over here. And it means a lot to me. And I do want to write more in Greek, but I'm kind of trying to split my time between everything else. I've written a Spanish song as well that I'm planning to release next year. So there's just a lot going on. But the Greek one is very special.
You just got back from Cyprus and a little bit of vacation, because I follow you on your socials. And did it pop up on the radio like you're sitting at the pool and you go, oh my God?
It actually didn't. I kind of made an effort not to listen to radio or anything while I was out there. Just wanted to completely zone out and tune out from a lot of social media and stuff. But yeah, it was nice to be there, and kind of I was proud of the project, basically.
It's definitely on my bucket list with my wonderful bride. She works she works in the food industry, and her owners of the restaurant that she's been there forever are from Greece, and they go back and forth, and the pictures are gorgeous, and the place just looks beautiful. So I know it's one of the vacation. We were talking about going out there for a cruise, just French Riviera, the Mediterranean, stuff like that, and take advantage of being out there, not just to go to one spot, but I'll be happy just to get out of the States for a little bit. Now that this whole COVID thing went away. I know your influences. I know you're a big Freddie Mercury fan and Queen. I think we last chatted about you walking the runway.
You can see him up there.
Yeah, I see him up there.
There you go.
I see that. I know you did. You were doing performing for a modeling runway thing, and everybody's like not even paying attention. I just wanted to scream at these people and ordering drinks and everything, and you're killing it doing a Queen medley, and you look phenomenal. People could have thought you were one of the models, but you just stayed focused, which I thought was really cool. But I just had to say, I wanted to yell at these people and go, what's wrong with you? You go to a show or a movie, and you're there for the show and everything, and you got these people, blah, 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 like, shut up,
You have to kind of just zone it out. It's very irritating, 100%, but you kind of have to just get on with it. I have some friends who are artists, and they've actually been known on stage to stop and be like, hey guys, this is really rude. I can't do that. I would like die of embarrassment if I did that. So I just have to
I think you got to look at it as, you know what, you paid, and I'm going to do what I can for the other people that are here.
Exactly.
And, because you don't want to get into that, that'll be really good publicity. Natalie screamed at fans that wouldn't shut up. That'll be a next song. Morons at shows. And I know you're a big fan of Christina Aguilera, because you did a great cover of Beautiful, I want to say, right? Beautiful, was it?
Was it it depends was it a video I did, or was it
it was a video, I think, that I saw you
so
do.
many I can't remember.
Yeah, no, but it was like you just crushed it.
Thank you.
So
she's amazing, and actually it's the 20th anniversary of her album Stripped coming up, I think, next week, which is insane, because not only does it make me feel really old, but it's just like I can't believe it's 20 years. And And that album, particularly for me, made me a big fan of hers. The first album, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But this one was like, whoa, everything about it spoke to me. And I base a lot of my kind of like when we're thinking of songs to reference when we're producing, I'm like, like The Voice Within, or, like this.
Right.
And my producer's like, I don't know these songs. I'm like, oh my God, I do not know these, because that's what I always wanted to have an album like that, so I'm kind of doing it in singles, I guess, things that mean things, songs that mean things lyrically, and she's just amazing. I love her.
And that's really the trend anymore. I mean, people are putting out a single and a video and let it go for a couple months, and they put out a single and a video. To throw out the album in one shot, I don't know. I mean, I find it hard enough to listen to every track that I get to support somebody, and I do go out of my way because I want to know all the songs. I mean, I had one artist, he has a track, No End in Sight, and it's 3 different songs with the same title. And when I interviewed him, he's like, "You're the first person that ever caught that."
Wow.
So he's like, "Wow, you did your homework." And each one of them had a different meaning. And I'm like, I thought I was hearing the same song again. And I'm like, that's not the song I just heard, like, a while ago. And then I find this other one, and I thought he was just using that song as a fill-in, and it's not the case at all. But it made my day for him to say, "You're the only guy or person that has interviewed me that really, really understands and picked that up." So I'm like, okay, I did my homework, so that's good. So now that you're back home, any upcoming shows, any other projects you're working on? I mean, I'm sure you're always constantly writing tracks to put on the shelf for the next release.
I've actually just got over a really bad cold. For the past 2 weeks, I've been out of commission, basically. I've had this like cough, and like I'm sneezing.
Welcome to the United Kingdom, right? Welcome home.
Yeah, pretty much. And so I haven't done any live streams. I mean, maybe I've done 2. I just haven't been able to do my sort of perform to 100%. So I've cancelled them all. However, touch wood, I'm feeling much better now. And next Friday in London, I have an acoustic gig, just with my friend playing piano, and there'll be other artists as well performing. But it will be a nice intimate evening, and I love those nights, so I'm really looking forward to that. As I mentioned, I need to start work on this Spanish track that I've already written. We just need to actually create the track and then get on with recording it. This week I've written 2.5 new songs. And 2 of them are very, very personal, which I don't often do. A lot of the stuff I write is relatable, but not necessarily stuff I've been through.
Gotcha.
But these 2, one of them is about how I was so shy as a kid, and I never felt like I fit in anywhere and things like that. And the other one is about my grandma, who passed away almost a year ago.
Oh.
And I wrote the song almost a year ago, but I haven't been able to finish it. So yeah, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with those. They might just be things I release, and maybe there won't be a video, I don't know. But it's definitely something I want to get out there so people can hear what my sort of me growing up, what that was like.
Cool. When are we coming to the United States to have you on stage over here?
I would love. Do you know what? I've always wanted to come to go to the States, specifically New York. I have no idea why, but I have a lot of fans in the States as well, and I feel like you guys kind of understand my music more, and the way that I change genre quite a lot, and style, and image and things like that. Whereas I feel over here, people are a lot more set in their ways. They want to hear. Yeah, it's I don't know what it is. And Europe as well. Europe is great. I have a lot of German fans and French fans and things like that, but I find over here it's really hard for me to break through.
So they really try to narrow you down into one genre. When you want to do pop, you can do soul, you can do R&B, you can do blues.
They have a really big problem with it over here, and I think the charts, if you check out the UK charts, is pretty much all dance music. Which I have nothing against dance music. I record a lot of house music myself, but it's not what I'm passionate about. So when I put my name to a track, it has to be something that I'm happy with, so it might be a pop track, it might be a pop rock track, it might be a synth wave like Back to Life is. It's all me though, it's still me.
Yeah.
It's just me expressing a different side of me or experimenting with a different genre, or whatever, I don't know, just like Madonna used to, just like Michael Jackson used to, or whoever.
Right.
All the greats, but no one had a problem with it back then. But now it seems to be a thing where you have to categorize yourself, and I'm not prepared to do that. So if that means that I don't progress, then that's fine.
No, you got to continue to do what you need to do and what makes you happy. The rest will happen. The rest will come. I mean, I think it's great. Diversity is great. I mean, even though I started as a classic rock DJ, that's my path. Well, I actually started as a country DJ. Let me back up. I love all kinds of music.
Yeah.
And at the radio station that I'm associated with, we came up with a tagline: classic rock redefined. And people say, what's that mean? And I say, it means we could do whatever we want to do. If I want to play Nathalie Miranda, if I want to play Katy Perry, if I want to play Taylor Swift, then I can play. I could also play Carrie Underwood. I could also play Deborah Bonham. I could play, Whitney Houston if I really want to, celebrating her birthday or something. So, but I like to stick with new music because I really found my niche with that. Anybody can play the hits, which, is great. Don't get me wrong. We all go to a show and expect the artist they're going to cover the hits, but no, I think it's all about breaking the boundaries. I think that's interesting that New York and the States, because for a while I got to give credit to like a Taylor Swift and some of these folks. I remember, I think I told you the story. She wanted to make it so hard, and they said, look, you're going to have a difficult time as a pop star, but try country first. Country radio.
Yeah.
So she went to Nashville, moved to Nashville, and wrote about all her idiot boyfriends at the age of 14, 15, and 16. And then once she got the attention, then obviously she's a worldwide superstar. But nothing says that cannot happen to you. But we would love to have you here. And that's great that you said New York and the States, because that's my job, is to get your music out even more and let everybody, not only here in the States or worldwide, know that you're out there, and we love certainly what you do.
Thank you.
Well, you let me know when the next track is coming out, the next video, and anything that I can do to help you. I am back to life having this beautiful lady here again, and rocking all her music. As I said, check her out, Nathalie Miranda, on YouTube, your website. You're on all that stuff, especially Instagram. That's which I think I really found you.
Yeah, I'm on all social media, and the easiest way to find me is by my website, which is nataliemiranda.com. You'll see down the side it's got all the icons, so you can just go find me that way.
Keep smiling, keep kicking the door down, and don't let anybody get in your way, because I'll come out there and have a little chat with them. Nathalie, thank you again for your time.
See ya.
It doesn't get any better than this, keeping the music alive worldwide. Great music, great content, and great artists like Nathalie Miranda right here on Pat Soundbytes Unplugged podcast.